More proof today that this weak Prime Minister, has lost control of spending. The Auditor General reports that his government gave out $3.5 billion of so-called CEBA loans to companies that did not qualify, a total of 77,000 of them. That's 10% of all recipients. On top of that, they then gave a massive implementation contract to high-priced consultants at Accenture who cost $200 million and farmed out a lot of the work to Brazil. Isn't it more proof that this Prime Minister is not worth the cost or the corruption?
The Honourable Minister for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises.
Mr. Speaker, I find it ironic because for the member from the Mission, Maskey Fraser, actually sent me a letter advocating for CEBA loans to support a small business in his own riding. You see, Mr. Speaker, he understands the value of the CEBA loans because it was a lifeline for small businesses during an unprecedented time. And so we're going to continue to help support businesses, keep their doors open, keep their lights on, and keep their employees working. Mr. Speaker, I find it's unfortunate because yet this is another example of a letter that the Leader of the Opposition did not know about.
Mr. Speaker, our members champion their constituents who are eligible for assistance. Not 77,000 companies that should not have received the $3.5 billion in misspent dollars.
Mr. Speaker, we've had ArriveCan, and now the AG has told us about a new subcontracting scandal, the Accenture scandal. Ottawa gave $313 million to this multinational company in order to take care of implementing the CEBA business loan program during the pandemic. That's more than 5 times the cost of ArriveCan. But just like for ArriveCan, this money was granted without a bid for tender, without a spending cap, and with no kind of follow-up check. The AG says that no department took on responsibility for the program. Mr. Speaker, are the Liberals allergic to accountability? Mr. Speaker, quite the contrary. We care about accountability, and that is why we would like to thank the AG for her hard work. Her work is rigorous and important to raise again today. Mr. Speaker, nobody knows how Accenture managed to spend our $313 million, and the Liberals are refusing to tell us. The Department of Finance refused the AG's recommendation to look into the accountability gaps. They're washing their hands of the problem. This is a really low bar for accountability. With $313 million spent with no bid for tender or follow-up, the least the government could do would be to accept the AG's recommendations. If the Finance Department is refusing to look into this, I have to wonder if it's because they're worried that Quebecers will learn that they've been duped once again. The emergency business account helped innumerable businesses in Quebec and elsewhere and kept them from having to turn to bankruptcy. The emergency account enabled employees to keep getting a paycheck. 4 years later, the Bloc Québécois is getting up to complain about this. Maybe they want to change the channel because last week they voted against a tax rebate. Mr. Speaker, it's hard to believe the Bloc Québécois is voting against measures that would make the lives of Canadians easier, especially during the holiday period. Well, let's focus here. The CEO of Export Development Canada revealed at the Public Accounts Committee that $149 million were granted to Accenture. But today we've heard from the AG that actually the number was $313 million. That's more than double. So how did we get to $313 million? Well, no one wants to tell us. The department is refusing to look into it. It's shocking. Mr. Speaker, Quebecers are paying their taxes with the hope and expectation that the money will be invested intelligently, and now they can only conclude that the Liberals are once again abusing their trust. Small businesses, we're just asking for help to keep their doors open and to keep people working, and we did help them. Small businesses know that we will always be there to stand up for them.